The most influential countries in the world. What if I told you that just a handful of countries essentially shape the destiny of our entire planet? From the economic decisions made in boardrooms to the cultural trends that sweep across continents, today we are diving into the most influential nations on Earth, the countries that don't just participate in the global conversation, they control it. By the end of this video, you will understand which countries truly pull the strings of global power and why their influence reaches far beyond their borders. Let's get started. Number 1, the United States. Let's start with the obvious heavyweight, the United States. With a GDP of over $25 trillion, America doesn't just have the world's largest economy, it practically is the global economy. The US dollar serves as the world's primary reserve currency, meaning that when America sneezes, the entire world catches a cold. But American influence goes far beyond economics. Hollywood exports American culture to every corner of the globe. American tech giants like Google, Apple, and Meta shape how billions of people communicate, work, and even think. When you scroll through social media, stream a movie, or use your smartphone, you're often engaging with American innovation. Militarily, the US maintains over 750 military bases in 80 countries. That's not just defense, that's global reach. American foreign policy decisions ripple across continents, from trade agreements that affect millions of jobs to military interventions that reshape entire regions. The English language itself has become the lingua franca of business, science, and diplomacy, largely due to American influence. When world leaders meet, they often speak English. When international contracts are signed, they're frequently written in English. Number 2, China. But America's dominance is being challenged by a rising dragon, China. As the world's second largest economy and most populous nation, China has transformed from a manufacturing hub into a global superpower in just 4 decades. China's Belt and Road Initiative is perhaps the most ambitious infrastructure project in human history, connecting Asia with Africa and Europe through massive investments in ports, railways, and digital networks. This isn't just about trade, it's about creating economic dependencies that translate into political influence. Chinese technology companies like TikTok, Huawei, and DJI have captured global markets, while China dominates the production of critical materials like rare earth elements that power our modern world. Your smartphone, electric car, and wind turbines likely depend on Chinese resources and manufacturing. China's economic model offers an alternative to Western capitalism, and many developing nations are paying attention. When China invests in African infrastructure or Latin American mining operations, it's not just business, it's soft power projection that challenges traditional Western influence. The Chinese yuan is increasingly used in international trade, and China has become the largest trading partner for more countries than the United States, a shift that would have been unimaginable just 20 years ago. Number 3, European Union or Germany. Now let's talk about Europe, specifically the European Union and its economic engine, Germany. While individual European countries might seem smaller on the global stage, collectively, the EU represents over 450 million people and the world's 3rd largest economy. Germany alone is an industrial powerhouse, home to engineering giants like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Siemens. German precision manufacturing and engineering excellence have set global standards for decades, but Germany's influence extends beyond exports. It's the de facto leader of the European Union, and German economic policy often becomes EU policy. The EU's regulatory power is immense. European privacy laws like GDPR have forced American tech companies to change their practices worldwide. EU environmental standards influence global manufacturing. When Europe sets a regulatory standard, companies often find it easier to adopt that standard globally rather than maintain different systems for different markets. The euro is the world's 2nd most important reserve currency, and European cultural influence from fashion capitals like Paris and Milan to philosophical and artistic traditions continues to shape global trends. Number 4, Russia. Russia may have a smaller economy than many expect, but its influence comes from different sources: geography, resources, and military power. Russia is the world's largest country by land area, spanning 11 time zones and controlling vast natural resources. Russia supplies critical energy to Europe and Asia, making it a key player in global energy markets. Russian oil and natural gas exports give Moscow significant leverage in international relations when Russia restricts energy supplies. Entire regions feel the impact. Militarily, Russia remains one of only two countries capable of global nuclear projection alongside the United States. Russian military interventions and diplomatic initiatives consistently reshape regional power balances, from Eastern Europe to the Middle East to Africa. Russian information warfare and cyber capabilities have proven capable of influencing elections and public opinion in other countries, demonstrating that modern influence doesn't always require traditional economic or military power. Number 5. India, the world's most populous country, is rapidly emerging as a major global influence. With over 1.4 billion people and one of the world's fastest-growing major economies, India represents both a massive market and a crucial democratic counterweight in Asia. Indian information technology services power businesses worldwide. When you call customer service or use software applications, there's a good chance Indian engineers and developers were involved. Cities like Bangalore and Hyderabad have become global tech hubs. India's space program has achieved remarkable feats on modest budgets, including successful Mars missions that cost less than Hollywood movies. This demonstrates Indian technological capabilities and cost efficiency that many countries want to emulate. As tensions rise between the US and China, India's position as a democratic alternative in Asia becomes increasingly valuable. India's diplomatic tradition of non-alignment allows it to work with all major powers while maintaining strategic autonomy. Honorable mentions: several other countries deserve mention for their specific spheres of influence. Japan remains a technological and cultural powerhouse, exporting everything from automotive innovation to anime culture worldwide. Japanese management principles and manufacturing techniques have influenced global business practices. The United Kingdom, despite Brexit, maintains outsized influence through the English language, financial services centered in London, and extensive cultural and educational networks built during its imperial period. South Korea has achieved remarkable soft power projection through K-pop, Korean dramas, and technology companies like Samsung and LG. The Korean Wave, or Hallyu, has made Korean culture influential from Asia to Latin America. Brazil leads Latin America and serves as a voice for developing nations, while South Africa maintains significant influence across the African continent. The reality is that global influence isn't just about military might or economic size. It is about the ability to shape how other countries think, act, and develop. These influential nations don't just participate in globalization. They define what globalization looks like. What's fascinating is how influence is shifting. Traditional powers like the US and Europe still dominate, but rising powers like China and India are reshaping the global order. The next decade will likely see continued realignment as new technologies, climate challenges, and generational changes create new sources of power and influence. The countries we have discussed today don't just make decisions for themselves. Their choices echo across the globe, affecting everything from the price of gas in your neighborhood to the apps on your phone to the career opportunities available to young people worldwide. What do you think? Did we miss any countries that should be on this list? And which country do you think will be most influential in the next decade? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. youtube.com/@historyyearmonth